Losing a loved one is always traumatic, but losing a loved one to suicide brings with it questions and issues that often stay with one forever. I mentioned this before. My brother Carter died by suicide 30 years ago this July. It's the 30-year anniversary, and there's not a day that goes by when I still don't wonder, what was he thinking? Why did this happen? It's hard sometimes to get past the way his life ended instead of remembering how he lived his life. Randy, it was 15 years ago you lost your dad. People on TV often use that word closure, which I hate that word.
I
just think there's no such thing, particularly in the wake of suicide. Do you still think about it every day? Do you still, what is it like to be a survivor?
It's very difficult. I mean, you certainly know that. I think, now more than 15 years later, I still have just as many questions as I did on that night at 11 o'clock. I was living in Minneapolis at the time, 11 p.m. I'd come home from anchoring the late news, got a call from my mother, hysterical, crying on the phone to tell me what had happened to my dad. And I immediately went into reporter mode. I thought somebody must have killed him. I never imagined that my father would do this, that he would leave us, that he would take his life. So he didn't leave a note. So, to this day, I still have so many questions. I called his doctors over the years. I was convinced he had a terminal illness. I called his friends to try and find out if they knew something that we didn't. So I still struggle with the why, as you talk about. I also have these very painful what-if moments. What if I had spoken to him that morning at 10:30 in the morning, I remember, and we had a very nice conversation. I was helping him program some things in his telephone. What if I just kept him on the phone a little bit longer? What if something might have come up? What if he would have shared something with me? Or what if I had called him that evening when he, was thinking about that moment when he was taking his life? He had to, he had a gun in one room and the bullets were 2 bedrooms away. What if I had called him in that moment while he was walking from one room to the next and just changed his mind, caught him in the act? Maybe that would have saved him. And I also struggle too with, being so angry at him. So many days still, all these years later, being so angry that he left us. And also feeling such pity and such sorrow for him that he missed out on so much of my life, so much joy. My sister was pregnant with a granddaughter who's here in the audience tonight, Talia, who he's never had the chance to meet. And that just breaks my heart. And I still live with all of that.